Hi, Spark couples. We are here again. Me, baby. We're here again to check in, to chat. We're getting so close to the end of our challenge, and we have had 20-some days of relationship building experiences. And I love talking to you guys about this and hearing what has worked really well for you, what has maybe not been your favorite or been uncomfortable. And I want to validate that, it makes sense that over 30 days and with 60 couples participating, that there would be things that some people love and some people don't, and for some it's a really good move and for some it's not the right move yet. So I just want to remind you that the goal is not perfection. The goal is intention and leaning in to your relationship in that way. So we've heard a lot, I hear a lot in every group that I do in all of my spaces about the mental and emotional load, which then creates resentment, which then creates like, hell no, I'm not going to feel sexy with you if I resent you because I feel like you're not helpful, because I feel like I'm doing everything myself, so just like, F off, I'm going to sleep.
I think we need to pause this and work something out.
I'm giving a scenario from about 4 years ago.
I know. I feel it.
Do you remember that?
I remember the feeling.
Yeah, tell me more. What do you remember?
I think that, with the load that you really began to carry and shoulder, I wasn't aware of at first. Because I thought, honestly, looking back, this seems pretty ignorant, but I was like, you have a kid to take care of, which is like one extra responsibility. Like, what's the big deal? Not totally, but I certainly did not grasp the amount of work and just mental load, that's a great term for it, that you were carrying. And then it wasn't until, honestly, you broke it down to me and you said, look, not only am I with the kid who needs my constant attention, I'm also trying to do all of the regular stuff we always did before, like clean the house and do the dishes and make food and da-da-da-da. But now I also have to figure out doctor's appointments and immunization shots and like all of the others. And then when you listed all that...
And backwards plan our entire day around feedings and naps.
Right.
And it was constant. And I think it's important to pause and say that is a reality in every season we've been in. Not your awareness and your involvement, but
right.
there are background things. We're giving the example of having maybe a newborn or an infant, but also that is a thing now. And we share that a lot more and a lot better because of those like conversations.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Explosions that we had at some point.
For sure. Yeah, and I think like the way we approached it, Chelsea was ticked off when she told me, which naturally as a human that made me want to be resistant and fight her. Like, no, it's not that. You need to calm down. So I think like even more like looking back is like I had no idea, right? And I think it was good for me to get an education on it, for sure. You schooled me. But it might have been better for you to know to have said it before you blew up.
But I felt
but
like
I don't think we knew,
Yeah,
that wasn't possible. But if that's you.
So, yeah, and we're talking there kind of about those newborn days and when it first hits, because so much has to happen, and the delegation of something too can feel like an extra load. I remember you being like, honey, I will help you with anything. And I was like,
just tell me how to do it.
And I was like, I don't want another child to tell you how to do it, when to do it, what to do it.
Yeah, and that surprised me because I was like, being a good husband here, honey, anything you want, anything, just tell me what to do. And you're like, just look around. Do you see the dishes need done? Do you see that those diapers need put away? Do you see? Like, yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, that's been so big. And I also think they got something, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, you didn't always make me feel good.
Which wasn't my job.
So true. That wasn't the point I was trying to make.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
But I was also going to say that part of what made that a struggle for me, and I hear this from a lot of my clients, is that I wanted it done my way. So I wanted you to do it the way that I had already figured out worked. This is the best way to do it. Now, I don't want to teach you how to do it, and I don't want to tell you how to do it, but I want you to be able to do it this way. And so that, for me, was also something I personally had to work through, was that control factor. And knowing that, specifically in thinking about, like, maternity leave, and more often than not, mom has more time off than dad, and or the partner. So I had more time to figure it out and fail and find other ways without, you weren't there. You didn't see the times that I was trying to figure it out. And I didn't even think about it. I wasn't conscious of it necessarily, because I just figured, I was figuring it out. But then when we got to the point where we were sharing the load more, really trying to, and really making a point to talk about that, you would try something, and I'd be like, just F it. Like, I've already figured out how to do this.
I'll just do it.
I'm just going to do it. And it took me a lot to get over that thinking pattern, because I was saying, I want help. And I was also saying, but I want it done my way, and you can't have both of those things. So that's kind of, to some of my mamas, I'm guessing some of you resonate with that, because a lot of my clients do. You also have to investigate how you're trying to have this grasp of control, and whether you're letting your partner figure some things out, because your children benefit from seeing multiple ways of doing something. If you want help, you also have to be willing for something to happen a different way than what you anticipate. So I give this tip, and that's kind of what I'm going to leave you guys with, and then if Mike has last thoughts. But our kiddo's hungry. My tip is to think about, these are the things that I want to control, because it's going to be very upsetting, or there's going to be a problem if they're not done the way that I do them. This is my column of control, okay? So if you're like me, and you're kind of a control freak, your body you want that, you crave that, you have energy that wants to control, so pick some things to control. Toddler. If your partner has things that are like, this is how I want it to happen, this goes best this way, it makes sense, I want to control this, then do that. And then you have your middle things. And so together, you work together to decide how to divvy up those middle things. So that's kind of the tip that I want to leave you with. Emerson, Mike, do either of you have any tips to end with, or last thoughts here? Em?
What do you think?
How should couples share the mental and emotional load of parenting? What do you think? How should they share the load? How should parents work together?
Poop.
Poop.
Okay, cool.
When you're for every answer is poop.
Yep. No, I don't think I have anything to add. I feel like that's you. You did a great job.
Perfect.
Oh, you're perfect.
Okay. All right. Well, we have one more video coming your way as we wrap up the challenge, and some cool information about how you can continue to stay connected to this challenge, to this community, to investing in this area. So we'll talk to you soon.